Hey everyone. So I had a bit of technical difficulty, and that's why we're starting just a tad bit late. But don't worry, I think I got it figured out. I really should be doing gremlin hours instead of princess hours, but here we are. So we were going to play Analog, a hate story, but for some reason it's not being picked up by OBS today. And I think that that's because it was released so long ago that I don't know, maybe Steam, maybe it just doesn't have the ability to be recorded through OBS for like anti piracy stuff. I'm not sure if that's the case, but um, then I was going to do Future Mirror, which is something that I just recently downloaded, and that one was not working either. Don't know why. But Tattoos and Tulips, which uh, is kinda on my list, is working. So I guess that's what we're doing today. Because what else are we going to do? um, I do also have Amnesia, the Otome, not Dark Descent, um, available. And I do need to play that because I have the fan disc on Switch, but right now, because of mail and shipping and things, I'm kind of having a hard time getting my household goods over to Japan. So I don't know when I'm going to have my capture card and good microphone and everything else that is sitting in a storage unit, in the States. So, ah, it's been a day. It's been a day already, guys. I know that for some of you, this is late night, mm, fun time, hopefully. But for me, it's the middle of the day, and it could work out better. But yeah, so I think we're gonna get started on tattoos and tulips, and I'm going to tell you I have no idea about any of it except for that it was released this year. I don't think I'm pretty sure I have. So, for those who, you know what, let's go over to the streaming room and I'll set it up for us to put together, and then I'll talk a little bit about the game by reading the store page. Because I don't know anything about it. Pretty, pretty sure it's an Otome. That's about all I know. Oopsie doops. And it is also not showing up right now, but I did test it. It did show up. Give me a second. There we go. Working. Hi. Yeah, so welcome back, Scum. Uh, so, yay, gaming. There's no music, so don't worry about it. Thanks for following, Mantis. Let me open the Steam page though, because like I said, I have no idea what this game's about, and I was not planning on running it today, but unfortunately, nothing else was working while I was trying to set up gaming. So, yeah, I know. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay, so it was released April of this year on Steam. I'm pretty sure it was released before that on itch. And because I've had this on my list for a while, and I can't imagine that it was only this year. Good, good. I'll be your ASMR, no problem. So Oh, it's a boy love. Awesome. I'm down for that. Not an otome. Ah, whoops. Okay, so let's see. It says Tattoos and Tulips is a feel-good boy love visual novel featuring a budding romance between a grumpy florist named Chris with a Y and friendly tattoo artist named Shay. Okay, okay. Says, holy shit, that's a lot of chapters. Says it is 60,000 words. Now, to put that into kind of perspective, a short novel is about 50,000 words. The average novel length is right around 70,000, so we've got an actual novel's length worth of story here. The average reader reads about 10,000 words an hour. I'm a little slower than that, especially since I like to talk. Scum beats Mina live on stream. um, So it should be about 6 hours of gaming, which is only a couple days of streaming. Uh, partial voice acting, it says. Cool, cool. And looks good. Looks good. Yeah. It also looks like it is a free to play game, so you guys should pick it up. Uh, I will. You know what? This might work. Okay, not sure if that works on because I've turned off URLs for everybody else, but since I own the channel, mine should come through. But yeah, that's the Steam page for it. And you should pick it up on Steam rather than itch, simply because Steam pages cost money. I'm not joking. You literally have to pay to have a Steam page advertising your game. Um, Otherwise, itch is free to put your game up there. And since this is a free game, getting more traffic on Steam versus itch will make it seem like having Steam was, actually a good decision. It also helps with the algorithm on Steam, things like that. It's only got 12 reviews because it was just posted this year on Steam. So, guys, download the game. It's free. Check it out in your own time if you're interested in it. Or, if you just watch it while I'm here. Thanks for following. If you just watch it while I'm here, maybe go and leave a review on your thoughts. And it doesn't have to be positive, okay? Like, sure, I'd love for it to be positive, but if it's not a game for you, it's not a game for you. And having those sort of reviews also helps people decide what sort of stuff they want. You know, I am probably one of the few people that will be like, yeah, be honest about this sort of stuff. Because just like I stopped playing Falling for Yao Guys yesterday, because I was like, not my game. So, yeah. Okay, let me close this page up. So, um, we don't have, okay, yeah. I actually wrote another review. I should probably update that. Uh, I wrote one for Homicipher. You guys should check it out. All the reviews are spoiler free. Um, Most of them are romance. And if you can convince Scum to write some more, she's got so many horror games under her belt, and we all want to hear what her thoughts are. Yes, come. So anyways, there it doesn't seem to be any music right now, but it's supposed to have music. Uh, wait, that's not what I wanted to do. What the fuck happened? I click gallery. There we go. Okay. Hmm. This is cute. This is super cute, guys. Look at this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Scum's new to writing reviews, so she writes them as opinion pieces more. And I've been telling her, I'm like, it's okay. It doesn't have to be spoiler free. You can just tell people at the beginning that there will be spoilers. Like, you don't have to do it the same way I do it, honestly. People like to read those sort of things. Remember that one we read about Off and how I wish I had music to hear, honestly. I can't tell you if it's going to be too loud or not. Okay, but seriously, this is so cool. Look at this slider. I love how it's all filled in, like sketchy, and it actually moves, you know? It's so cool. This is really cute. I love this. Okay. Yeah, we die like men and hear audio at random. Yeah, that's, I guess, what's going to happen because, you know what? It's always too loud. It's always too loud. So I'm going to put the music down and I'm going to put the sound down and leave the voice where it is. And we'll just have our eardrums blasted out the first time they make a random noise because when it's partially voice acted, that's usually what it is. You got noises. um, From the author. Okay. I guess we'll get more notes later because there's nothing here right now. That's cool. I'm just reading. Because I know I've heard about this game way before this year, so I'm pretty sure. Cool. Yeah, they got the VAs listed. That's so awesome. You know what? So far, I really like it. Now, I don't know how to get back. Ah, okay. There we go. Yeah, Eddie, actually, that's exactly what it is. When it's partially voice acted, you get a lot of grunts and sighs and just general noises so that you have an idea. They did his tattoos so pretty. I'm a little jelly. Okay, okay. So let's start the game. Okay, actually, maybe I could turn the music up a little more. It's real quiet. Here comes the sunflower. Even the tiniest of flowers can have the toughest roots. Shannon Mullen. I don't know who that is, but okay. Ooh. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So supposedly the music is a original. So that's cool. Unknown number. I miss you. This whole thing is really cute so far, okay? I really like their design and layout so far. And remember, this is a free game. So like labor of love big time. Guys, if you're interested in giving them some money, you can go to Itch and, just throw money at them. But also, like, I really like the art. It's so cute. He's got all these freckles. Probably the unknown number. I would agree with you, Scum. How are you writing when you're here?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, voice acting right at the beginning. Oh, hell no. By the way, his name is Chris with a Y. It's a little difficult to see on this white uh, thing. I glare at my phone screen, uncertain of what I should do. How do they possibly expect me to respond? Yeah, fuck them. Oh, I miss you too. Missed how you cheated and lied to me for 8 months straight. Ha! You right. Good call, scum. That is our ex. Oh. I grip my phone and shut it off.
I can't deal with this right now.
Okay, partial voice acting? Guys, so far we've got both lines. What a perfect ending to a horrible day. I find it hard to even enjoy the sunset dancing across the Queen Anne's laces. Their perfect white taking on the sherbet sky. Okay. I don't know what any of that means, but I think I have an idea. Isn't that what the big thing in Australia? No, oh, is it? You know what? It's a flower. What, the Queen's Anne's laces is a flower? You know what? We're gonna look that up. We're gonna look that up right now. Sometimes games that it is. Well, you're right. You're right. It is a edible wild flower. You know what it looks like? Looks like fucking ragweed. I'm sorry. Okay. Like there's this there's this flowering plant that yeah, no, there's this flowering plant that where I grew up in the Pacific Northwest, it looks just like this, and it stinks. It's and a lot of people are allergic to it, but anyways, okay. So it is a flower. It is a flower. Thanks, Scum, for that. Sometimes when they do these themed games and I know nothing about them, like flowers, I'm very lost. Only an hour left until closing time, and I can go to bed early and forget today ever happened. Chris hates life. I bet you his name is Chris, as in chrysanthemum. That's a flower, right? Why do customers feel so entitled to everything? Well, I mean, like, look at the way it's spelled. It's spelled with a Y. So, like, I'm sure there's a reason for that, you know? How am I supposed to help that our delivery truck is late? I don't care if it's your wedding in a week, ma'am. I can't do anything about it. Seriously. Okay, you know what? Everybody should play this game so you know how life as a retail worker is. Like, seriously, this is this is so good so far. So relatable. Oh, what's that? You're never coming back? Good. I mean, like I care. He's so angry. Have fun traveling halfway across town to the other florist, the one with more pests than petunias. Oh shit! He's salty and angry. That's some shade. God, I hate customer service. It is really not fun sometimes. The stuff is for the birds, or the fortunate souls like me who actually enjoy working here when it's just me and the plants. What does that mean? This stuff is for the birds? It's a retail saying or something? If only my granny owned a farm, but I'm from a family of city-goers who have barely a foot of grass to our name. Yeah, that's real life too. uh, Speaking of granny, she's probably in bed already. I look at the clock, 6:15. Yeah, she's definitely asleep by now. What the fuck? Who goes to bed that early? Oh. Thank you, Scum. There we go. There's our partial voice acting. I kind of want to hear it again. Because I have the need to repeat the sound. So we gotta go back. And we're gonna come back forward again. Mine sounds too sexy though, huh? How am I supposed to pass time for 45 whole minutes? You know what, Scum? I tried. I find myself continually looking at the clock, foolishly thinking that every time I look back at it, a decent amount of time has passed. Yeah, that's the way it goes. But it barely moves. So, guys, actually, if you want time to pass faster, okay, so, you know how people talk about, things like this, where it feels like time is going on forever, and, very slowly, you know, because you're bored usually, or you're anticipating getting off of work or something like that, things that engage you, like learning something, what engage your brain is what I'm trying to say, actually make time move faster, because just simply because you're using your brain. Like they're not kidding when they say that boredom makes time crawl by. So like if you read a book or do something where you have to actually put some thought into it, not like watching TV or even TikToks or whatever the cool thing is to do these days, YouTube Shorts, right? If you do something that engages your brain in some fashion, like playing games, time actually seems to move faster to you. I mean, the perception of it at least, because your brain is busy learning and creating neural pathways and stuff. But when you're doing nothing, it's doing nothing, which is why you can feel how slow life is. I hope the clock's not broken. When was the last time that thing was fixed anyway? Feeling hopeful, I look at the time on my phone, greeted by the pesky notification for my ex still plastered on my screen. I swipe it away to remove it. Then I realize, to my horror, I'm trying to teach this person about the birds and the bees. Well, okay, so based off the fact that he has an ex who lied to him and cheated on him for 8 months, pretty sure he already knows. Then I realized, to my horror, that the clock was, in fact, running fast. Oh no. Added flavor. It's actually 6:10. Oh no! That was 5 minutes fast. I slammed my head down on the counter. I'd scream if I had a pillow, but maybe I can get away with it since no one's here. So, hey, most flower shops actually have a fridge area because flowers last longer in the cold. You know, they don't wilt as fast. And walk-in freezers and refrigerators are like sealed super tight. You can go in there and scream your ass off. Trust, okay? If they don't have one, that would be kind of surprising because not a great florist, but but yeah, if you're in retail work where they have a walk-in fridge, guys, that's where you get your frustration out. Trust. I suck in a breath, then oh, are we gonna get to meet the love interest? I hear the door chime. Of course. I shoot my head up, not making an attempt to mask my mood. Who could possibly need flowers at this time? Why doesn't Granny just close the shop earlier? No one ever shows up in the last hour anyway, except for today. I look up, not expecting to see anyone in particular. Maybe a businessman or a mother and daughter? Oh, he's so tall. You know when they say tall, dark, and handsome? This is it, guys. I love my short kings, I really do. But damn, I'd do him. But instead, I see a man around my age, maybe early 20s? The more I look at him, the more I realize that everything about him is striking. You know what? That's a good way to put it. I'd say the same thing. Let's see, can we hide this? Ah, we can! He got a flower on his arm, guys. Right over here, he's got a flower. He's got a few of them. Nice. And of course that big Mandela on his other arm. He has long hair and terracotta skin. Oh my god. I mean, okay. That works. He's tall and muscular with tattoos covering one arm and a smaller one on his shoulder blade. Not the shoulder blade, but... Sorry, that's the autism. They call it a shoulder blade, and I'm like, actually, I've studied anatomy because I got a license in technically the nursing field. I mean, it's not a nursing license, okay, but I was a licensed massage therapist, and it goes through medical licensing to be licensed in that. Yeah, exactly. I'm not a nurse. But I don't know how else to really describe that because it is a medical license and I have to take enough medical courses to be able to get it. So anyways, so they called it a shoulder blade, but the blade is on the back. I mean, your shoulder joint is not the shoulder blade. And so it was the autism going, no, that's not correct. Sometimes I can't help it. I'm like, that's not what you think it means. He's carrying a black book in his hand. But the thing that stands out the most is his smile. Yeah, it's a good smile. He's beaming, all teeth, looking right at me. Okay, I wouldn't say that. It's the brightest smile I've ever seen a person wear. I'm sure he can keep the flowers constantly fed with it. Aww. And he's blushing already? Chris is blushing, guys. As strange as it is, it definitely suits him. I hate myself a bit when I realize the obvious. He's gorgeous. Chris is a simp. He's like all of us. We're like, see a handsome man? Want to do a handsome man. All of us. Yeah, that's what I said, Mina. My stomach twists at the realization. This isn't an unfamiliar sensation. I felt this way before too many times, and I decide in that moment, oh my god, Chris is not only a simp, he is like big time, fall in love at first sight, head over heels sort of shit. Dude, just fucking get it over with. You just needed trust on that. Not again.
Hey, what time do you guys close?
Not even a kiss kiss? What? It's an innocent enough question, though I don't know what guys he's referring to. I'm clearly the only one standing here. He means your business, dumbass. Oh, kiss kiss fall in love. Yeah, okay. You need to do the kiss kiss soon, right? Instructions unclear, kissing scum. I've only got hearts. No kiss emojis. Oh, I do have the SpongeBob one. You can lick scum. But my confusion and irritation is enough to pull me right back down to reality. If he'd just stood at the door a second longer, he'd have seen that we close at 7. You guys, I don't know how to... Chris is both a hopeless simp and also works in retail. And you can be both those things at the same time. He's like, dumbass can't fucking read the door sign. I suck in a breath as I tell him.
7 and not a minute later. I've been here forever.
I feel annoyed instantly. I can't focus on anything outside of my tired eyes and sore neck. I'm sure it's showing on my face, but I don't care. Not today. Well, to be fair, not really any day mood. But especially not today.
Oh, great. I'll try not to be too long. I know this is weird, but, can I, sketch in here?
Oh, he probably has a client that wants to do some sort of flower design, and he's looking for inspiration. Mina, you don't own this shop.
Huh? You want to do what?
I ask immediately, not even taking the time to think over what he said. I'm not gonna read the lines that they actually say, because I think it's lovely to hear them voice act it.
Draw. I brought my sketch pad.
He lifts up his black book to show me. I don't say anything. Hopefully he'll take that hint and just leave, or explain himself better. He rubs the back of his neck and avoids my eyes. Huh. He seems like a scary guy. I'm surprised that worked. This is fine.
I can also just purchase some flowers and take them home. But I'm not really good with plants, honestly.
Aw, he kills plants.
I just wanted to sketch the flowers. So I chose a time you guys weren't very busy, so I don't disturb the shop or anything.
Okay. I get it. And he's also explaining everything. He's super anxious. That's a first. No one has ever wanted to do that here. I'm still confused, but I hear him out.
I'm a tattoo artist across the street. Tattoo. Maybe you've heard of it?
I'm sorry. I love language. And I love puns. Their tattoo shop is called Tattoo. Oh my god. Okay, like I've never honestly seen that. Usually it's something tattoo or something ink or like they try to put some sort of edgy, art thing in their name, you know, but I've never seen somebody just label it tat and then two. It's good. He makes a peace sign with his fingers, not a peace sign, the number 2. Yeah. Oh, I get it. It almost sounds like he's trying to brag, so I shut him down in a moment. The name was equally dumb and clever. It is. It's... I agree. It's equally dumb and clever.
I've never heard of it.
Never heard of it, even though it's across the street. It's not entirely a lie. I know it exists, but I've never been. I have no business there. Dude, get yourself some tattoos. They're awesome. He tugs at the back of his neck, still smiling and shuffling his feet. I would never have expected someone who looks like him to do such a thing. I find myself feeling sort of bad for being so harsh before.
You don't have to buy anything. Don't want you wasting your money on something you'll kill in under a week.
Perfect, Chris. You know how to talk to them, don't you? How to rizz up the men. He shrinks a bit at that. Seeing such a sad display makes me realize just how much of a monster I'm being. Yeah, you're being a huge asshole, man. Alright, I'll lighten up just a bit.
But you can do whatever the hell you want. It's not my store. I just stand here and look pretty, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll agree. I shrug. I plan on laying my head back on the counter when he... I plan on laying my head back down on the counter when he disturbs my peace again. Not when he disturbs my peace, I plan on doing that. I just plan on doing that. But then he says something.
You're doing a good job.
Oh. Yeah? Yeah, really? Okay.
Huh?
Hold on. Is he hitting on me? This guy is just chock full of surprises. I feel myself flush, but I don't let him see me. I shake it off and look him straight in the eyes, hoping that my trick will work a second time and he'll either retreat or address me. He meets my gaze for a moment, bites his lip, and averts his eyes. Oh my god, he's so shy. Scum? Scum, is this you? Mina's the flower guy, that's what it is. But he still addresses me, despite showing signs he'd flee.
So, do you have any tattoos?
He attempts to converse. Even though I'm positive that he knows the answer already, my skin is plain, and the only marks on me are the freckles I was cursed with. No! I love the freckles. They're so cute. Why are you the flower guy? Because you blush in an instant, and because you can be, like, total asshole if you want to be. And you don't like working retail? I mean, nobody does, but... like, all of this makes sense, and you work here because your granny owns the store and needs somebody to run it because apparently she's in bed by 6:15. like all of this makes sense. Especially the blushing. And the, is he hitting on me? I'm pretty sure that guy at the train station was hitting on you, by the way, when he asked if you needed help. I look down at myself in my, admittedly favorite, yellow apron and white shirt, accompanied by naked arms.
No, I think I just scare away all the old farts that come in here.
It's true.
Besides, I've always been pretty scared of needles. And blood.
Okay, so, as someone who has a lot of tattoos, but is extraordinarily uncomfortable about needles, I can tell you 100% is not the same sort of thing, okay? So, maybe I don't have a fear of needles like other people do. I just have this. I don't like watching them go into the skin, okay? Like because it doesn't belong there. It's not right. You know, like there's just something about it that makes me go, ugh, no, don't. So, I've had, normal amount of shots, probably a lot more blood work than most people have. And every time I have to look away while they put the needle in because that bothers me. It bothers me a lot. I don't I don't care once it's in. It's just the insertion that bothers me. It's great timing, scum. I'm talking about needles. Not What? What? That's so weird. Okay, you tell me about that. While I continue with this. Scum says we found a kitten on Rumi's tire. Anyways, so like, yeah, it just really bothers me to see needles piercing through skin, because like to me that is not a natural thing and that's not how it's supposed to be. So don't do it. Like, it bothers me a lot. Um, but I have tons of tattoos. And do you know what a tattoo does? Yes, it's a needle that pierces your skin over and over again. Granted, it doesn't go as deep as a needle for drawing blood, but the thing is it's a tattoo gun. Like, you don't see the needle, and especially not at the speed that it's moving. Okay, so like people who are afraid of needles, like it's not even close to the same sort of experience. Like you can't see the needle, and then it's moving super fast, and so you still can't see the needle. So like, I don't know exactly how to describe it besides that, but I'm willing to bet that a lot of people who say they're afraid of needles and that's why they don't get a tattoo have never actually seen a tattoo gun before, because it doesn't look like a needle at all. So like, there's nothing. It just doesn't compute. Anyways, yeah, she said there was meowing earlier today, and I thought she was hallucinating from the sickness. Right, your roomie's sick, I forgot. But she was not. She said it was mewing again, and we went and looked, and bam, hiding in her tire. She parks in the garage, so it's weird. Yeah. Yeah, that is really weird. Um, Somehow I got into your garage then is the case, and that's really weird. Uh, because you guys don't leave the door open very often. Hmm. Um, I heard kittens today, by the way. Uh, but somebody must have been holding them outside or something, because it stopped eventually, and I was just like, oh. It either hitched a ride during her urgent care visit today or somehow slipped in during the 30 seconds a day it's open. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying, is you don't leave the garage door open very long, so like, how'd it get inside the garage?
That's a shame on the needle's part. They don't have to bleed. Usually that's a sign of overworking the skin.
You know what? Actually, this is true as well. So I mean, it is a sign of that, but also if you're tattooing on a place that your skin is thinner, then you're more likely to bleed too. But a lot of tattoos don't actually bleed. Again, I have several of them, and the only ones that bled, I think the only one singular that bled was the one I have across my chest. And as you can tell, when you're on your sternum and stuff like that skin's pretty thin in general. On top of that, you add in other factors like aging or uh, gender or things along those lines, and it changes the way your skin reacts to it. What, that you guys want to keep kittens or something? A sign for what? We can't have pets here. So, even if we found them. Oh, the overworking skin. Yeah, actually, it is. It is a sign of overworking the skin because basically you're tattooing the same place too many times and thus it makes it bleed. It also depends on how deep the tattoo artist goes and the saturation of the color and things like that, or the artwork. You don't want them going over the same spot too many times. So, like, if you're looking for some sort of design that you want to check out an artist's work always, you know, because line work is very important if you want like nice clean lines or color saturation or things like that. So you should always check out their work, especially because most artists take the picture right after it's done, so you can kind of see their technique based off of the photo. I mean, yeah, they usually spray you down with witch hazel, which is lovely. I love that. That's my favorite part about getting a tattoo. You know, to clean it up and everything like that. But he's right. Most tattoos actually shouldn't bleed. It can be from inexperience too, the artist, like it is a sign of overworking the skin, and you just have to learn how much that is, and like I said, based off of age and things, it changes.
But regardless, I think you would look really good with one.
Yeah, especially since he's so light colored. Not that our tall, dark, and handsome doesn't look good with his, because he does, but adding color onto darker skin is way more difficult than adding color onto light skin. So like light skinned people, just a little jelly that they can pretty much have any sort of design or thought, you know, like, and it looks good. Want a fucking Rembrandt painting? Yeah. But I actually don't do that because, like, if you make it too small, it looks like just a color blob afterwards. Not cool.
Even if it's just a small hidden one. For instance, I have a little one right here.
Are you gonna show us your nipple? Please tell us you're gonna show us your nipple. Almost! Almost. Oh my god. Didn't expect that. Yeah, I was telling you, he's got all these flowers on his arm. He lifts the hem of his shirt, holding it to his chest to reveal a little sunflower on his V-line, neighboring his six-pack. You know what? Let me look at that. Is it really a six-pack? I don't... You know what? You're right. I don't have a drool emote. He does have a six-pack. Okay. Okay. So, sorry, I was admiring the work. One thing I do when I look at art is see how correct it is. Because a lot of artists, actually, you can see my mouse, so I'm gonna show you. And in fact, I can draw. I forgot about that. Okay, so a lot of artists don't actually know what these muscles look like here. Um, and as I said, I was a licensed massage therapist, so guess what? I studied a lot about muscles. And this artist, while they've got this part right here, also gets drawn incorrectly most of the time, but they actually did a good job on that. So like I'm impressed that they got the chest correct when it comes to the six-pack meeting the chest. However, well, mainly correct because you don't actually have a tiny diamond here. It's usually this goes up into the chest, so there is no line here is what it comes down to. The chest comes down, so this part just like goes like that. That's usually what it is, like that, okay? Not an additional thing up here. Anyways, so they did really good with the chest, which I'm surprised at because most people mess that up pretty badly. But this, they're so wrong here. So very wrong. um, I'm not making fun of the work. Okay, I'm really not. I just like looking at art and seeing where the artists do really well because shoulders are extraordinarily difficult as well because of the way the muscles form. And a lot of artists don't know how they form. They really don't. Like it's crazy to see how many artists have never learned anatomy or like I mean, our muscles shape us, so I don't understand why nobody would look into that sort of stuff. And a lot of people just make it up as they go, which is fine. I feel like most of my life is that. Anyway, so the thing is the reason why this side here is so wrong is they've got the right idea with these tiny little muscles here, but the problem is that you don't have little tiny muscles like that. They're actually the ones that are connected here to your ribs. So, and you don't have them continuously going down like this, honestly, because your whole side over here is basically a band. So, from your V line over is pretty much all one muscle. So there shouldn't be lines this far down. But there are lines up here because that is part of the muscle that butterflies around to your back. So not bad. Honestly, a lot of it is pretty good work, and there's a huge joke that I've got a hand fetish because a lot of art, I will critique the way they draw hands. But that's because I appreciate good art that is, you know, well designed. You know what? We can. Actually, you know what? Maybe we should do that. I should rate hands on stream. I'm gonna hold on. I need a. Where's my pen? I'm gonna write that down. Rate hands on stream. New streaming idea. Give me a second. I love it. Okay. Note made. So yeah, there's this huge joke that I've got a hand fetish because whenever I see CGs and I really like the way that somebody's done the art for the way the hands are, I'm like, great, awesome work, looks really good. In fact, this artist does some pretty good hands too. Like, just like with the stomach, they actually know most of what they need to know with hands. And the reason I focus on the hands is because first off, a lot of artists say that hands and feet are very difficult to draw, and they are. And you know why they are? Because they've got so many bones and muscles in them. Like seriously, you've got like 32 fucking muscles in your hand, okay? Like it's a lot. Which means that you've got all sorts of different ways that they can move and be formed, and most artists don't realize that there are so many muscles and so many bones as well. And it makes it harder to draw. I told you shoulders were difficult for some people because they don't know the way the muscles work, but even then, you've got like one, two, three, four muscles in your arm, the upper arm, that is, and it's like, imagine that. 4 versus 32. So, like, so I don't have a hand fetish, but you know what? We'll say I do, because that's the joke by now. But I mean, like, I do. I do like to look at art and go, wow, they did a really good job with this. Like, I do like their hands on both of these too. Uh, they're not just flat, even though Chris is clearly pushing it against his chest here. Um, it still has movement and realism with it, you know? Especially like the way his pinky goes out like that, because for most people it does. Unless you're using it for something, which we don't actually use our pinkies very often. It does tend to flare out on people. And so like that's a nice little touch where they have his pinky going out like this. It's a nice touch. I like this artist. I'm gonna have to look at the credits again and find out who they are, because like, good stuff. Thanks, Mina. He got me on that one too. It was beautiful. You should do it again, but maybe not with SpongeBob. I mean, like have fun with the emotes. Do whatever you want, but it was nice. That was a nice explosion. Okay. Sorry guys. My art critiques about this. It's lovely. It really is. I like the art. It's pretty good. That's kind of creepy. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. My mind turns to mush when he does that. Yeah, you know what? Mine too. I'd see that and be like, can I lick it? I raise my hands as if to stop him, and I feel the blood rush to my face. See, Mina, it's you. I told you. It confirms my suspicions about him. I definitely don't trust this guy. What? Your suspicions? That he's hitting on you? I don't know. I don't know what Chris's deal is, but I'd hit it. Not because of his style or anything, but is he really here to just doodle flowers or whatever? That's the weirdest excuse I've ever heard. Chris, have some faith. Trust. Is he trying to seduce me? Yeah, probably a little. I don't know why he would want to do that, or what he'd gain. The store doesn't make that much money, and I can't offer him anything. You know, maybe he just thinks you're fucking cute. Well, scum. Okay. RJ, he's a retail worker. You can't trust the customers. Okay, yes, scum, I agree with that, but technically this guy's not a customer, and he only offered to buy something, but doesn't want to. So, like, so you can trust him. If he's not a customer, you can't trust the customer, but those Mina, you've got a hand fetish, okay? You're so funny. So I guess trusting him or not makes no
Aren't
difference.
you supposed to be coloring or something?
Oh, sorry. I only meant. Anyway, I'll be over there with the tulips if you need me for anything.
I know the game is named Tattoos and Tulips, okay? So like that's the whole point of this, but tulips are kind of like a big deal where I'm from. So I really like them because I was kind of forced to. Like like I think flowers are pretty anyways, but like tulips are just they have a special place in my heart. I'm unsure what to think, so I keep my eye on him. Not that it's difficult task though. He's very easy on the eyes. Chris, you're such a simp. He pulls up a nearby stool and flips open his sketchbook before drawing the bouquet of tulips. Okay, so where is a stool just sitting around in here? Like, I want to know that. Why do they just have a stool hanging out? Maybe they mean like a footstool. Maybe that's what they mean. Like but I don't see anything up high that they'd have to. Oh, well, for watering the plants probably. Okay, I can get that. I watch him for a bit, not sure what I should do with myself. The only non-weird option is to just see what he's doing. As I get close to him, he drops his pencil onto the sketchbook and meets my gaze, surprising me. He reaches a hand out to me. A handshake? Flowers need to sit down somewhere after a hard day of work growing and shit. No, that's not Mina. That is not how that works. No, Mina. Mm-mm. Nope. You wrong.
My name is Shay, by the way.
I take it, and he flashes me another blinding smile. I almost flinch at the sight of it.
Chris.
The guy, Shay, cocks his head at my name tag.
Huh. So it's pronounced like Chris, but you spell it like chrysanthemum. That's pretty sick.
How did I guess that? Wow. Although, if Granny has been running this floral shop forever, I'm sure. Right, scum? I'm sure that Chris's mother or father is pretty in love with flowers as well, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if he was named after a flower. He thinks it's cool. I find myself struggling to respond, but luckily, I find my footing.
Yeah, my whole family are a bunch of flower enthusiasts. My granny owns this place, actually.
Yep. Guys, it's like I've read this thing before. No, I honestly haven't. This is my first time going through it. Why am I telling him this? Why am I engaging in conversation with this guy? Because you want to bone him. Or have him push you face down in the mattress, you know? He's a keeper, put him in your mouth. Thanks, Mina. Don't tell me it's just because he's attractive. I have higher standards than that. Do you? Do you? Do you need higher standards than that? Only if they prove to be an asshole. Otherwise, you could just talk to him because he's attractive. Don't I? I like how that's what I asked and he asks himself the same thing. Oh, cool. This place is really nice around this time. A lot less rowdy than my shop. Maybe, but it's a lot more boring here, especially around closing time. Shay scratches away at his sketch pad, and my curiosity gets the better of me. I peek down at the page. What I see is just a bunch of messy pencil lines, but it really captures the accuracy and beauty of the triumph tulips before him. Oh, I think those are the... Yep. Okay, so, while Triumph tulips are a little different than, guys, let me give you my flower lore because I really don't know much about flowers anyways. I say before he talks about Triumph tulips. So Triumph tulips are not a solid color tulip, and I only know that because, like I said, back where I'm from, tulips are kind of a big deal. Uh, and so when he's talking about just a bunch of sketchy lines, it kind of mimics the way the colors are separated on the Triumph tulip. It's cool. I need to... I need to add an ability to put my web page here on... Scum! How do you pull a picture specifically? Because I've seen you do that. What do you put it on? So that everybody can see it. You're not bad. I'm surprised at myself for even acknowledging it, let alone saying it. He coughs out a laugh, like he's surprised I said such a thing. It's true, I'm not one for compliments, but, well, it felt necessary to tell him. Oh, I need to get an image source for photo time. Okay. Yep, that's exactly what I needed to know. Thank you very much. I'm gonna add something like that. Thanks! Yeah, like that's fine. I just don't have a way to show pictures on here. And I know people use all sorts of different things like image pads and stuff like that, but I don't do art, so I don't have most of those.
Thanks.
I need to work on my flower drawing skills. Despite what he says, I can tell they're tulips just by looking at them. I hope the next time I tattoo a flower on someone, it'll look halfway decent. Okay. If the sketches are anything to go off of, he's more than halfway decent. He's very quick and accurate. Within a few more minutes, he's already got a few more flowers on the page, mostly the tulips, but there are a sprinkling of dahlias and daffodils interspersed. I love daffodils, guys. I'm not sure if they're my favorite flower, but I really love daffodils. All different angles and shapes. He captures the little details, the droplets from where I sprayed them earlier, the slight curvature of the stems, or just how many flower tendrils there are. Okay. Nitpicking here. You don't spray the petals of a flower. I'm just saying. Any florist would know that. They don't drink from their petals, so there's no point in spraying their petals. It does nothing. So, did you really come here just to draw flowers? He looks at me and raises an eyebrow. Yeah, I needed a reference to draw flowers better. Tulips are pretty common, also roses and daisies. I was also hoping to sketch those dahlias over there. He even points his pen to the correct group of flowers. Okay, so he knows his flowers. I struggle a bit with all of them, honestly.
Huh?
He knows the name of some flowers? That's rare. Maybe he did his research before he came in. Okay, maybe I'm slightly Chris, okay? Maybe. I definitely don't blush like him. But he's being modest. If he was any better, he'd have just as well taken a picture of it. So I remembered this place and dropped by. I could have looked up references or something, but I like the real deal. Especially now when there's AI everywhere. You guys have a great selection. He looks around. You have flowers I didn't even know existed. Well, how many flowers do you know about? More than most, but obviously not more than a florist would. I try not to feel too smug about it, but yeah, I know a thing or two about flowers. Hee. It doesn't make for good conversation, though, so maybe I'll spare him the flower facts for today. No! Give him it all! Just unload on him. I mean, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. I meant like the special interest, you know, just deluge. My phone chimes once again. I whip it out of my pocket. After looking at it and realize that it's another text from them, I swipe it as fast as I can. Maybe a bit too aggressively, I admit. Shay gives me a confused look, and I realize how unnecessary I acted before. Great, now I have to explain myself. I attempt to do just that, but he raises a hand to stop me. Hey, you don't have to explain yourself, man. It's your business. Okay, I like him. He says it whilst maintaining that same infectious smile. They used whilst. Does his face not hurt? Maybe he should take up a job as a news broadcaster. Yeah, like, smiling's hard, guys. He continues to sketch away. I guess I don't need to come up with an excuse then. Alright, well, good. It just gets me heated to think about it anyways. I begin to think our conversation dies there, and I don't know how to keep it alive. Or even if I want to, for that matter. Luckily, and to my surprise, Shay keeps talking. You don't mind if I keep coming back to draw in here, do you? I shake my head. Do whatever you want. He flashes me another smile. He finishes his sketches while I start closing up in the remaining time, and we do our own thing in each other's company. I'd even go as far to say, it's pleasant. Closing time comes quicker than I expect it to. I start packing up my stuff, and Shay does the same. We meet each other at the door, and I remember that I don't need to leave. I live upstairs. That's funny. That's funny. Chris, you're such a himbo, apparently. Am I some kind of idiot? I actually forgot to do something. I back away from the door. I can't believe I did that. Oh, gotcha. It was nice talking to you, Chris. It was?
Yeah.
It isn't much of a farewell, but he seems satisfied with that. Have a good night. I'll be seeing you around. Likewise. Mostly because he's right down the street. I can see him anytime I look out the window if I try hard enough. Or had a pair of binoculars. Chris! No! That's the last thing you need, is to explain why you're peeking out your window with a pair of binoculars. But that's creep. Oh my god. Guys, the writer is me. That's creepy. And with that, he waves me goodbye, and he's gone a moment later. I stare at the spot where he stood for another moment before I realize just what I'm doing. I retreat behind the counter and pull out my phone. What I thought was another text from my ex is instead a text from my best friend. I don't know how to say this. Bae, maybe? The first good friend I have had since, well, elementary school. I had to cut off a lot of my friends from high school and afterward, effectively leaving the life I led with them behind. The alcohol, drugs, and crime right along with it. Holy shit, Chris, you were like a bad kid? It's been 2 years since then, but my life pales in comparison to those days. Always exciting, always unplanned, always filled with danger. Wow. I'm gonna guess Chris was in the closet and he was self-medicating with drugs and, well, risk-taking. I don't miss it, of course. I gained a lot of resentment from my folks. Even so far as being kicked out and forced to stay with my granny here. But ever since I've been good, for lack of a better word, my life is now a boring one. But I find joy in flowers. I always was an outdoorsy kid, but now I can really... But now I really can't imagine myself not having some greenery in my life. Beats those backstabbers I called friends any day. At least I can see the thorns on a rose. Well, all my friends were backstabbers except for Bae. When I first moved here 2 years ago, she showed me friends didn't have to come, or to be in name alone. Ah. I should call her. I really, really want to hear her voice. I need some form of comfort. What a day. I feel like I haven't been able to breathe for a whole hour. Chapter 2, Best Buds. Best buds. But he that dares not grasp the thorn should never crave the rose. Anne Bront. Okay.
Hello.
The second I hear her sweet voice, I can feel my eyes start to well up with tears and my throat tighten up. I prevent myself from giving in just yet.
Hey, are you busy? I need to vent for a bit.
I sound a bit stiff.
Are you in an okay headspace to hear me rant?
Yeah. Also, I'm never too busy for you. What's wrong?
That's all it takes for the floodgates to open, and out comes the waterworks.
I had such a bad day. First I overslept, then a customer yelled at me, and to top everything off, my stupid ex texts me out of the blue.
Oh, he's crying! Look, he's got a crying face. See? He got tears. I love it.
Like, what do they want? I haven't spoken to them in months. And today, of all days...
Yep, when it rains it pours, dude. What? What, scum? What? You trying to say something? You got something to say?
What did they say?
I miss you. Can you believe that?
I don't know if that's a misspelling or what.
Well, yeah,
I mean, you
actually.
scum.
You were really great to them. They, however, were a major douche.
Bae.
I know. They just... The whole time we were together, they never said nice things like that to me, and now... Why?
Don't listen to their bull. They are just trying to manipulate you, sweetie. You are so much better without them. Do you want me to fight them? I'll do it. I know people.
I'm trying to figure out how to put this nicely. It sounds... So the great thing about voice acting is you're supposed to sound, natural and bring the story to life. And while she does sound like every line she's delivering, she means that line, it doesn't flow with the conversation. You know what I mean? Sure, yeah, I'm putting spaces between it because I'm waiting to go on to the next page. But, like, they all feel like one-liners. You know what I mean? Like, everything feels like she's not having a conversation, but instead she's just reading the lines off the paper. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, she's got emotion with it, but that's just my thought on it. It's not like it's bad or anything. It's just that I feel like it doesn't work together. I'm not sure if it's necessarily the conversation, because I feel that this conversation does work textually. So I think it's the delivery.
I won't listen, I swear. I'm happy I got out of that relationship, and I appreciate your, enthusiasm. I'm just... It's so frustrating.
I know, honey. I'm so sorry. Have you not blocked them?
Start to wipe at my eyes with my forearm. It seems like crying is helping me calm down a bit. I'm not even sad, just really angry, fed up, and now a bit embarrassed. But I knew that Bae wouldn't judge me. She never does.
Don't apologize. You didn't do anything. And I did block them, but they keep making new numbers.
Wow, your ex is crazy. You're staring disrespectfully? At what? Bae? She's cute. Mina's just staring at all of them. Bisexual. Oh, pansexual, excuse me.
I need to change mine.
Yeah, women are great. Do you want to see her full body sprite? Look, she's wearing these cute little shorts. I want to bury my thighs between her legs. Yeah! Yeah, Mantis! That's right! Mina, they're all so hot because they're playing to an audience, I guess?
Yeah, you really do. And I know it's not my fault, but I'm just sorry you have to go through that.
Yeah, it does feel kind of like she's just reading one line at a time to deliver it, and that's why it feels a little unnatural, because most people wouldn't hold that out that long, especially when talking to somebody else.
And don't worry about being late. I'm sure your granny didn't mind.
I know, but she had to open for me this morning, and it made her late to her doctor's appointment. I felt horrible.
Well, did she say she was upset with you?
Okay, that line worked out really well. I think about it for a moment. Granny doesn't know how to be subtle or secretive. If she was upset with me, I'd probably know it.
Well...
Then don't get...
There was more to that.
No.
Okay.
Then don't get so worked up. You're always on time. If she had a problem, she would have said so. Besides, everyone makes mistakes. And about that customer, they can shove it. It isn't anything personal, they're just trying to feel powerful by talking down to us working class people.
Working class people. As if most of the world doesn't fall into that. I'm sorry, it's so funny. Like, it's such a middle income, like, nobody says that. Okay, so maybe if you grew up in like middle America or, the middle class, it's just such a even the not even lower middle class, okay? Like upper middle class. Bay, you don't realize how good you got it, apparently. Down to us working class people. There's no white collar jobs anymore. Come on. Everybody's fucking working class unless you're what's the word? Nepotism. Like inherited money, that sort of thing. Like uh
I understand that, but it just was all too much today.
that is how it is sometimes.
Hey, I hear you. I'm not undermining it. It's always going to be hard. I work in customer service too, remember? And a mall of all things? People are crazy in malls, let me tell you. I can't tell you how many freak out at me over the smallest things. Why are their jeans only in sizes 3 and 4? What about 5?
Where the fuck she work at? Who's wearing those sizes? She starts quoting what I'm assuming is some customer she dealt with, doing a silly Karen-esque impression. Oops, wrong button. I know there are people that small, but what I'm trying to say is it's very uncommon to find only sizes 3 or 4, as if that's the only size they go up to, because at least in the US, while there are people that small, it's not common for people to be that small. Like, models, sure, but not real people. And this is not saying like that everybody in America is obese or anything like that, because yes, I know what the obesity rates are, but the point is that a 3 and 4 is even considered tiny for grown women. So like, yeah, a size 8, that's what I'm saying. You are pretty small and a size 8. So having a size 3 and 4 as the largest size is not a normal thing for any place. See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah, scum. Exactly. Apparently, Bae, our best friend here, she works in a mall, and she was quoting that somebody was upset that these pants only came in size 3 or 4 and not 5. And I was like, where the fuck she works where that's the sizes? And yeah, so we were talking about sizing, because then Mina was like, well, there are people that small, and I'm like, yes, there are, but it's not a normal thing. Even so, size 3 is on the edge of testing models, okay? Like, seriously. The sizings that fashion designers do for models, a model body type, is usually 1 to 2. So the fact that they have 3s or 4s being the largest size, like, I don't believe it. Yeah, no, Scum, I agree with that. They probably are not somewhere in the US, which is why I'm having a hard time understanding it, because it's not from my experience. And so I don't know. I don't know what stores are like in other countries. but definitely not in the U.S. This is not a believable a believable retail experience.
Anyway, was there anything else that happened? Anything else you want to talk about?
Something comes to mind and I hesitate, feeling a bit silly for doing so. This is Bae I'm talking about. She's one of the only people I know I can tell about this, besides Granny.
Well, there was this guy.
Hmm?
She hums, giggling to herself. She already knows what I'm about to say. Scum's taking us to bed, guys. Am I that predictable? How many times have I had this same discussion with her about an attractive person? Well, many times actually. Besides flowers, 20-something-year-old cuties were my absolute weakness. I like that he's got an age there. And by that I mean I don't. Why? Why would you have an age there? Like, how can you look at somebody and go, yep, you're 20-something. I'm into this. Oh, but not you. Not you. You're 30-something. I can definitely tell. I mean, sure, you can tell when people are like old. but even then, putting a age range is so silly.
I'm listening.
It's not like that.
I attempt to lie, but she sees right through it.
Oh, so you just want to talk about some random customer then?
Of course not. What's the fun in that?
No.
Chris, stop holding out on me. Tell me about them.
Well, he's a tattoo artist. He works across the street. Tattoo, he said. Get it? Tattoo like the number 2? It's stupid, I know.
No, come on, I love it. She sounds surprised.
What's up?
Hey, just that, doesn't sound like your type.
Hmm? Oh?
Huh? I don't have a type, you know that.
Bullshit. Bullshit. You even labeled it as 20-something-year-old cuties. Come on. Come on. You've got a fucking type. The type for me is hot. Plain and simple. Yep.
He was very nice. He came here to draw some flowers for a reference or something.
Nice. No, that's not your type at all.
She isn't entirely wrong, and maybe that's why I'm in this situation now. I shake the thought from my head before it can get a hold of me. Okay, so I don't understand. I think what she's trying to say is his type is usually like assholes. Which surprises me that she would assume that somebody who works at a tattoo shop isn't an asshole. And now, because she's like, oh, he's nice, that doesn't sound like your type at all. Which, like, then what do you think his type is? Still, I enjoyed being around a genuinely kind human being. It's a nice change of pace.
He didn't look kind, but he definitely was. We talked for a bit. He said he wants to come back.
Wow, that doesn't sound so bad. What does he look like?
Huh. He's got long black hair, dark eyes, piercings, muscles, a tattoo on one arm, and his skin is flawless. And, get this. He's got the cutest sunflower tattoo on his stomach. And a six-pack.
He's such a horny guy.
That sounds very adorable and very hot.
I nod eagerly, although she can't see me.
So, what? You're telling me you're not gonna ask him out?
I can't.
But I can still acknowledge that he's an attractive guy. I have eyes, after all.
You can't?
Well, yeah, I mean, I can, but I can't. I'm still so damaged from my other relationships. It's just way too soon. I mean, I can't even receive a text message from my ex without freaking out.
Okay, hold the phone, Chris. Your ex, who keeps getting new numbers so that you can't block them. Like, I'm gonna say no. That's not the issue. You freaking out sounds completely 100% reasonable because they're clearly stalking you. Like, this is not even a this is not even a Yes, exactly, Mina. Your stalker ex is the problem. Chris, like, sure. Being all like, man, my past relationships were fucked and they fucked me up and I'm clearly not ready for a new relationship because, you know, my stalker keeps contacting me and I freak out about it. It's like, that's the reaction you should be having to that. Like, seriously. This is not a, oh, clearly I'm messed up because I freak out when my stalker contacts me. Like, this is not that situation. You might still be fucked up from your past relationships, but but this is not one of them. Hi, scum.
Rushing into something else would just make things worse. Besides, he's too good for me. You said it yourself.
No, not really. She did not say that.
I never said that. You just chose to hear that.
Exactly. Fuck you, Chris.
Chris, you're great. You're just a bit bent at the moment. You don't want to believe you're capable of dating.
I mean, that's true. That's kind of what I just fucking said.
You're just a bit out of it right now, and you need time to heal. That's really mature of you. You're a better person than me. I'd be all over that, like bees on honey.
Guys, bees. We got the Busy Bee flower shop. Why'd she say bees? I mean, seriously. Also, bees aren't all over honey. I'm just saying. They make honey. Do you know how they make it? I won't tell you guys that, okay? If you know, you know. Probably an inside joke because she's talking about bees at the Busy Bee. Yeah, probably. Okay. Scum, you right.
It's a shame. He sounds like a real catch.
He really is. Hey, why don't I ask him out for you?
Chris, that's fucking weird.
No. No way.
Marry us? Mina? What the fuck you mean?
But you literally just said.
It's, I'm just talking to somebody else already.
You are? This is the first I've heard of him. Who is it?
Hey, Chris? She diverts, but I indulge her since she's been so patient with me. It's not one of her strong suits, admittedly. What?
Do you want to have dinner with me and a friend of mine? At the Jade Place, of course.
Is this the person you're talking to, or are you trying to set us up on a date? She's trying to distract me with food, and it's working, but I won't let her get away with it that easily.
Oh, is this friend a special someone?
Yeah, you could say that.
Then Bring them along. We can go out tonight. I could go for some mozzarella sticks right about now. I'm starving.
Um, I guess normal people eat pretty late, guys, because it is 7 o'clock or later for them, and I guess they're going to go out to eat dinner. I mean, when you work late, when you work till 7, I imagine that you probably don't get to eat dinner at a normal time. Yeah, Scum, but you eat dinner at like 11 p.m. at night, okay? So like nobody can talk to you about that. I feel my mouth drool at the thought of them.
Sure thing. Meet us there in an hour.
You are not a normal growing boy, Scum. Scum, you are not. So much of that is wrong. And also, eating at 11 p.m. is not a normal growing boy thing to do, okay? You're so ridiculous.
Okay, no problem.
Wait,
See you then.
She said
And,
in an hour?
B?
Hold
Sure
on.
thing.
Yep.
Meet us there in an hour.
Okay. Nope.
Yes.
Thanks for listening to what I have on my mind. Now and, well, every time before.
They got a good friendship, guys.
You don't have to thank me. I know you do the same for me too. I'll see you soon. Be safe. Love you.
Love you too.
The phone hangs up a second later, and I head upstairs. If I don't get any food in me, I'm going to collapse. Chapter 3. So, I will be ending stream in about 15 minutes, so instead I'm going to save here. Chapter scenes seem to be a good place to stop. This is going by pretty fast. I do think we'll only be playing it for a few days, and then we'll move on to something else. Excuse me. Chapter 3, Rose to the Occasion. If you've never been thrilled to the very edges of your soul by a flower in spring bloom, maybe your soul has never been in bloom. Audra Fovio. Save. Yeah, okay. Look at this grocery list. Oh! Look! Okay, but I want to see the other ones. Oh, I can. Nope, I can't. Why only chapter 3? Man, do I have to go back to the other ones? This is cool. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna have to go back to the earlier chapters. We could skip through it because in their configuration they have a skip over scene text, so we can skip through the stuff real quick. But it would be neat to get the notes on every chapter right before we finish it. So yeah, that's cool stuff. I was hoping there was a way to like go back, but there isn't. There's just up and down on this and nothing I can click. So that's unfortunate. But that's a cool idea. I like this idea. It's like author notes on AO3, where at the end of something, you know, they can write a little thing about, well, this is where I was in this head space. Scum says, I'm gonna be honest, I thought they were siblings. Are they not? Bay and Chris? No, they're not. They're best friends. Apparently, they've been friends since elementary school, and Chris had a pretty wild high school life. Drugs and thrill-seeking behavior and things like that. So he has distanced himself from most of them, or he says most, but it sounds like everyone besides Bay, who was his friend before high school. Thanks for the redeem. Here, let me scoot out a little so you could see the bunnies. There we go. So yeah, they're friends rather than siblings. You know what? Let's do that right now. Let's go to... How do I go back to the main screen? I want to go back to the main screen. Okay, I can't seem to figure out how to do that. I don't want to load. Yeah, I fixed it. Nope. Okay, you know what? We're gonna close this because I can't figure out how to fucking quit the game and reopen it. Ah, thanks for the nose. Oh, escape. You're probably right. Nope, that just brings me back to the menu. Okay, small flaw.
Itchy till I die, all these lollies call me. Rubbing on her thigh, she say wet for her. Shawty so kawaii,
cool.
I'll die for her. Ride and watch it tie all the time with
Okay, I can't figure it out. So we're gonna close it.
Rubbing on
Yes,
her thigh,
and
she
then
say
we're
wet
gonna
for her.
reopen it so that we can read the notes for the first one. Thanks for the other redeems. Love the mustache. Looks like if we put the mustache on after the nose, it goes on top of it. So that's weird and fun. But give me a second to reopen the game, okay? Because I'd just like to read the things real quick. It's not much for each of the chapters, so it shouldn't be like a big deal. Thanks for the redeem, by the way. All the redeems, guys. Why are you like that? Why? Come on, guys. Just be normal. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start a new game. And we're going to read the log. The chapter notes. Here we go. Chapter 1, Here Comes the Sunflower. Welcome to the notes section. This is a place for me as the author, Joy, to share some fun facts and stories involving Tattoos and Tulips, the story and characters, as well as its development. There are individual notes for every chapter of the game. It's a lot. Yeah, I told you guys, there are 16 chapters to this game, so it is a lot of notes, but I think it'll be fun to read them all. It's neat to get to see the author's thoughts in the process, if that's what it's going to turn out to be. So we'll see. Thank you so much if you happen to read any of these, but if you just want to enjoy the story, that's more than enough for me. Okay. I have an extensive playlist for every story I have ever written, and I'm certain that won't ever change. Music helps me picture scenes and get into the correct mood to write, especially as a romance writer. Okay. Music helps. I associate a song with every chapter of Tattoos and Tulips, and the song for this chapter is Boredom by Tyler, the creator, featuring Rex Orange County. Ah, okay. I don't know what any of that means. Tattoos and Tulips was originally developed for the Yowie Jam in 2021, but was promptly dropped as the project outgrew the time we could work on it. The development was picked back up in July of 2022 and was released on time for both its demo in January 2023 as well as its full release April 2023. See, I knew it wasn't just released this year. Okay. So It probably didn't have voice acting. It probably also had a shorter script and things like this. I'm sure they'll explain it, but I knew that it wasn't just a release this year. So I think it was just a Steam release this year, probably with updated things. Anyways, Tattoos and Tulips. Oh, I already read that. No, I didn't. Tattoos and Tulips was based off a one-shot fan fiction between the characters Kirishima and Bakugo from My Hero Academia. No! Okay, guys. It's not like it's bad or anything, okay? So, Chris suddenly makes a lot more fucking sense. He's Bakugo. Yes, exactly, scum. You got it. That was exactly the case. Oh, it makes more sense now. Chris is Bakugo. He's mad at everything for no reason at all, except for things just don't work out easy for him. Yes, Mina. Ne? Deku? And Kirishima is, yeah, okay, I can see that. He's the rock skin guy. Yes, scum. I too can imagine Bakugo going, "Fuck this job. It's for the birds." What are you trying to say, Mina? Oh, is that what that guy is? Then who's Kirishima? I don't know who Kirishima is then. Unless you're trying to say Tetsu just means iron. You know what, Mina? I'm not gonna respond to you because you just say words and you don't give any sort of context, so I don't know what it means. Back to these notes. I think it's funny because people talk about how fan fiction, you know, influences writers to create their own things, and here we are with a Kirishima and Bakugo for My Hero Academia fic. It was a tattoo artist, florist AU, and I think based off of a Tumblr prompt, like a tattoo artist comes into a flower shop to sketch the flowers. Of course, the story of Tattoos and Tulips is much different from its origins, and I never think of Chris and Shay as those characters, but it's always fun to share. Mina, that would have made so much more sense if you said any of that. But instead, you're just talking about iron. The original title I had in mind for Tattoos and Tulips was the title of that fic, Inked and Daisied. My thought process was that it was similar to Dazed and Confused. I'm not sure why I thought that would work. And was Kirishima the guy who does the electricity stuff? Yeah, exactly. Scum, Chris, and Shay are totally built off those characters, and that's fine, but we shall respectfully overlook that. Okay, so I was right. He is the Iron Skin guy. Okay, yeah, you guys. Okay, thank you, Scum and Mina. But yeah, I know she doesn't see them as those characters anymore, but it was totally clear as soon as she said that. I'm not sure why I thought that would work, and I'm thankful every day I went with a different naming scheme. Yeah, I also like Tattoos and Tulips much better. Naming things in general is very difficult for me. Every character of Tattoos and Tulips took at least an hour to name. This is not an exaggeration. The actual outline of Tattoos and Tulips was developed by me and Lanny? I hope? Lanny is the co-founder of Meant to Be Studios and our part-time programmer. She always listens to my crazy ideas and helps me make sense of them. A lot of great things about Tattoos and Tulips are thanks to her. I may have written it all myself, but it would have been much harder without her help and constant encouragement during the writing process. Fun fact, Chris' pin on his apron is the Flowers for Joy icon made by Lainey that I used on all social media at the time of writing this. Oh, that tiny little pin. I was like, he had a pin on his apron? Thanks, Mina. Okay, so we're gonna skip to chapter 2. Oh.
Well,
That skip was fast, guys.
Hello.
Yeah, okay, cut
hey, are you busy?
Best
I
buds.
need to vent for a bit.
The song I associate with this chapter is Bad Luck by, I don't know how to say this name, is it Khalid? Khalid? Beatrice. Oh, is it just B? Is her name just B instead of Bay? Since it's short for Beatrice? Yeah, okay. We didn't know her name was Beatrice. All we got was B-E-A, and I was like, I don't know how that's spelled, but B got it. Allard is introduced in this chapter. Fun fact about B's name, I have to constantly look up her last name because we accidentally chose both Allard and Adler for her last name and had to settle on one. Though I always forget which it is in a document somewhere. It's in a document somewhere, but even as I typed this out, I had to look it up. You know, I feel the same way. These bee puns are very pointed. I think there's going to be a lot of bee things in this. Yes, you guys, I think you're both right. B is based off my in real life best friend, first girlfriend, and current maid of honor. They share a lot of traits, body type, and even birthday. B isn't exactly like her or anything, but every time I struggled with her character, though hardly ever, I referenced my bestie. That's cute. All the characters, to some extent, were based on people I know in real life for any story. It's good to take from real life experiences as that relatability translates well to readers. But I also like to put a big chunk of myself into my art. It helps it feel unique, despite being a story many people can relate to. I don't agree with this author on some of the things she's saying, or I don't agree with this author on some of the things they're saying, but, you know, like, it's their thoughts, so I'm not gonna say, hey, you're wrong on your own thoughts, but I don't share the sentiment or... Hold on. Girlfriend to maid of honor is a crazy pipeline. It really is. It's cute, though. But also pretty dang cute, right? Like, not bad, just surprising. Wait, which part? What, that I don't agree with? Okay, so in this part, it's that, they're saying that, taking real life relationships and real life experiences and putting them into your work makes it more relatable and believable. And I don't necessarily agree with that, but maybe it's because I write about a bunch of shit that I've never experienced, including relationships. So what it comes down to is clearly I write romance as well, okay? And I write other things too, but being a romantic, I don't actually have relatable romantic experience. So, so it just kind of feels like a lot of the things I write are things that I have never experienced, and I'm just writing based off what I think that it's supposed to be. And that's why I don't agree with it, because it's just my experience is different than what this person is saying. So, yeah, I don't want to say they're wrong on that, but then also in the first chapter they were talking about uh they said music was really important to them, and they said that you have to have a clear idea of a scene and things like that, especially as a romance writer. And I was just like, no, I don't agree with that either. Um, I think that's age-old writing advice, and I think it's along the lines of it's more believable because you'll write a lot of what you experience directly, which more details and fleshing out of the scene reads easier depending on your writing level, I guess. Scene feels more real to readers. No, you are correct. And that's why I said I just disagree with it. I'm not necessarily saying, like I said, it's their thoughts on the process. So I'm trying not to go like, well, you're wrong on that, because their experience is not my experience. And you're right, it is age-old writing advice. You know, you had that whole experience with your teacher saying basically the same thing, that you can't write about things you haven't experienced, and well, clearly that's not the case. But it it makes it feel a little invalidating to have someone say that you have to experience these things to make them believable, because what about writers who don't? Especially, like I said, when it comes to romance. Like, I don't think my stories are unbelievable or harder to believe. In fact, most people say they find them very believable and relatable. So, so that's it. It just stings a little from time to time when people talk about, well, you have to know what love is to be able to write about it. You know what I mean? Okay, Scum saying that's not what's being said. It's a one-way suggestion, not a two-way. I don't know what that means. They're saying that it helps, not that it hurts if you haven't experienced it. Oh. Oh. No, that makes a lot more sense. Okay. Okay, it's like beginner writing advice, like for people who can struggle with writing scenes fully fleshed out, that relying on experiences can help you write the scenes better for you. Yes, this. Okay, yeah, that's what I get now with what Mina's saying. Very sorry. That was definitely a TISM moment where it sounded like this is a rule, and if you don't apply this rule, then you are incorrect. So that's my bad. Yay! Thanks for clearing that up, guys. uh, Chris isn't a self-insert by any means. We are very different, especially physically. We are polar opposites there. But some aspects of Chris' character I took from my younger self, basically me when I was 19. To avoid spoilers, I'll bring up those specific points when we get to them. But it was important for me to speak to both teens and new adults, ages 16 to 24 in particular, with this story. Tattoos and Tulips is a story about being a new adult, working jobs you hate, maintaining friendships, going through romantic relationships, etc. I'm at the time of writing this and releasing Tattoos and Tulips, 24 years old. I'm not an expert at being an adult by any means, but I felt there were a great many things I'd learned since graduating and turning 18 that I wanted to share with readers. Okay, that's cute. No, seriously, thanks, guys. We'll read chapter 3 when we finish it. Although it doesn't sound like they're really hitting any spoilers. I think it's just would be nice to read it at the end of the chapter. That way we can see what they're talking about. And since I can scroll back when we get to the end. Yeah, Scum, they might, though, as the chapters go along, which is another reason why I'd want to wait till the end, because maybe they'll be like, wow, what a chapter, right? And it's like, oh, yeah, it was. So I want to read these at the end. So, yeah, that's it. Guys, that's it. And it's past time that I'd normally get off streaming, so this works out very well, and it's probably, as I think about it, I yawn again, it's probably about nap time. I unfortunately have to sleep a lot, because I am the way I am. takes a lot of energy to run this body, even in the digital world. But I will see you guys later. We're gonna continue Tattoos and Tulips on Saturday. No, Friday. Friday night, Eastern Time. My Saturday. Because I can't get analog to work for whatever reason. And you know what? Since that's happening, we're just gonna keep with this game until I finish it, which really shouldn't be long. Honestly, I don't see us playing it longer than next week, so I'll line up a second game for us to play. This is a new release, by the way. Maybe I'll pick something else up on Saturday. Nah. Food nap time? Keep gaying it up. You're right. Uh, this is RJ, your local gay eye. Signing off. I will see you guys for Japanese lessons if you're coming to that tonight for me, tomorrow morning for you. And remember, you can always check out my VODs on YouTube to catch up if you want to, or just see where I am in all this stuff. Bye.